bags are packed, are you ready to go? This time tomorrow we'll be on the road, riding with you into sunnier days. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Children of Éarte. We're so excited to bring you another chapter of the story this evening. But as usual, we will kick it over to Adam first for all of our sponsors.
All right. The incredible sponsors that we've had for the entirety of this show so far. Thank you so much to Idle Champions. You can grab a code for an Electrum chest on the overlay, and I'm sure it is bouncing around chat as well. And if you're coming from Idle Champions, welcome. Stay around a little while and see what's going on. This is really getting good. So check it out. Check it out. And we also have Die Hard Dice, who has blessed us with, and again, thank you, Marcus Riedner, blessed us with this week some Fate Finaglers.
Finaglers. Oh, that's good. That's
I like
good.
that one.
Fate Finaglers that we are rolling week in, week out. And so thank you so much for that. Die Hard Dice, you can get 10% off a purchase by using the code Éarte in the Die Hard Dice store. And I think we've got a giveaway that's going to be happening in the chat also. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And we have the dulcet tones of Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. And I am Adam Bradford, the CDO at Demiplane, and you can find me on Twitter at BadEyeAdam. We have several exciting things going on at Demiplane, so if you like to play other games like things in the World of Darkness, there's some early access going on for Vampire Nexus right now. So many things to keep tabs on. You can catch me on Dev Updates Tuesday mornings. So that was today, believe it or not. It's been a long day. But those dev updates, that's where we share a lot of the news of everything that is happening. And thank you so much for all the support out there during all these early access periods. All your feedback is great and very, very appreciated. And I am playing Silas Jordan, who is apparently stuck in a cave tunnel right now, and to be honest, he may just stay there for the entire episode. He's just completely locked down. So let's see how it goes.
At this point, I'm not sure I blame you. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials at Alicia Marie Body. I am a professional costume artist and RPG performer. And you can find me here every Tuesday. And you can find me coming up soon every Monday on the Glass Cannon Twitch channel, where we play Traveler, if you like sci-fi stuff. And later this month, I'll be playing Radiant Citadel with the DM, Lauren Obo. That'll be every Friday. I think we're planning every Friday, but that's what's coming up this month. So I'm really excited. Among other things, it's like we're like craziness, convention stuff, a lot of stuff happening in the nerdery community. Yay. Tonight, I am playing your deceptively strong, bird-loving, spider-hating attorney, Fairuza Armstrong.
Hello, I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. I am also part of Vampire the Nightlife on Wednesdays on Renegade's channel. And I will also be joining Lauren and Alicia on Radiant Stories on Fridays. And I'm very excited about it. Tonight, however, I will be playing your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator over at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which some of you might know about. You can find me on Twitter as Obo Lauren, where I sometimes play Obo as Lauren. Tonight, I'm playing Neb, who might be scared, but is going to hide it really well.
And hi, I'm Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope LaVelle. I am a motion capture performer by day, and by night, I like to play some D&D. And tonight, I will be playing Robin Beckett, who is starting to learn that happiness is being a granny.
Wonderful. And I am Deborah Ann Woll. I am an actor, a writer, D&D and board game enthusiast, as well as professional. And I am your game master storyteller for this evening. So thank you again, players and everyone at home, for joining in for another chapter. Please settle in, get yourself something warm and cozy to drink as we begin the 14th chapter of Children of Éarte. All right, so we usually start with our little recap. Remember where we left off last time we got together here. So what we had is we had Robin and Fairuza. You had chosen to stay on the other side. You had all climbed around and tried the other fork of these cart tracks and found an old-timey diorama that was sort of explaining how old miners would have looked for gold, within this kind of a complex. So while Neb and Maeve decided to spelunk their way through a sort of hidden passageway that they found at the back, the three of you, Silas, Fairuza, and Robin, had stayed behind. However, they were gone quite a while, and Silas, you eventually decided to follow as well. Meanwhile, what you didn't know was happening down there is that Maeve and Neb had found a very large, sort of open, narrow chasm in the center of this sort of rock mountain. Neb had climbed down with Maeve holding on the ropes above and discovered kind of a bone graveyard of different animals, some things that might possibly have been human. Just as Silas was beginning to approach and get to the final sort of section of this cave system that he's climbing through, Neb heard a noise off to the side. You also all had noticed a bloody handprint on the wall. Looked human to you, just across the way. So we'll start down there with Neb and come back and find the rest of you. So Maeve, you're up above on belay. Neb is down at the bottom, crouched in a sort of sea of bones. Off down the ways in the darkness, and you move your headlamp. You all have these headlamps on to sort of try to gaze, but it's so hard to make out rock from bone, and there's this constant sort of drip from the stalagmites and coming, the wetness of the walls, or the humidity that's sort of been held in here. And the noise that you hear is this sort of odd kind of clicking.
Is the noise coming from the same direction as the bloody handprint?
The bloody handprint it's a little bit, it's the opposite wall. So it's about, 10 feet across the bone graveyard from you. And it is a little bit, maybe, another 10 feet down in that direction. Yes.
Okay. And so if I wanted to scramble over and get a closer look at the bloody handprint, it's not terribly far?
Yes. No, yeah, we're about 10, 15 feet from you. You'd have to get off of your ropes.
I'm gonna look up at Maeve and go, you wanted me to check out tracks, right? You want to hang out for a second?
Yes.
I'm gonna go check out a track.
All right.
And I'm gonna...
Do you want me to come with you?
Why don't you stay there and be ready to help me back up if we get company.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine though.
Your ropes are still attached to the wall. You just have to unhook yourself from your harness.
Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna go take a quick look, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna unhook myself and scramble.
All right. Neb, as you sort of begin to make your way, kind of stepping over these bones, some of them are sharp and jagged, others are broken and crushed. There's a powder on the ground of crushed bone beneath you. Maeve, you see a little bit of light begin to peek through the opening in the side where you and Neb had crawled through. Silas, you finally ahead can see this little opening, and perhaps just the sort of, I guess the platform where Maeve is standing is quite down below, so you can't see her yet, but you can sort of see that it's opening up, and maybe you notice a little bit of light coming from up there.
I'm gonna sort of reach for my the nearest sharp object, which is probably the letter opener.
Neb, Maeve, are you
Silas?
there? Yeah, it's me. Can I hear them before I?
You can hear them.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
It's quite echoey in there. Your voice is travel.
Is everybody okay?
We're fine. There's a cave here. Just mind the drop is all.
Yeah, I've been in several caves lately. Is that so? Everybody's okay. Miss Robin was really, really worried, and I said that I would go get you with no qualms. I had no reservations about crawling all the way through all that.
All right.
It's been
Do
a
I-
tight crawl, Silas. Yes. You
Do
hear
I
this?
hear
Yes,
that?
you hear this.
Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Silas. I'll be there in a second.
Yeah,
Where-
your
where-
voice
what do you
bounces
mean,
off the
there?
walls.
It's okay. I'll be there in a second.
Where are you going now?
Just like a few feet over here. Gotta check something out.
So as you approach this handprint on the wall and you get closer, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Actually, would you roll that for me?
I would happily roll it for you. What is your bonus?
+5 to investigation.
+5. As you look at it, the blood does not appear fresh. It appears pretty dried. It is not the full palm, but sort of the 5 fingertips. And the main thing you're getting is it feels like something gripped this and perhaps lost some flesh, stripped away while it tried to grip the rock.
I'm not going to touch it, but I will hold up my hand close to it, very well aware that I am on the small side, and see if I can gauge how big this handprint is.
It is larger than yours. Definitely not, not giant, but you would expect someone of Silas's height, maybe Fairuza's height, someone who's has a bit more height on them.
I'm going to grab my phone, snap a quick picture, using my headlamp to get as good of a view as it is possible. And yeah. Sorry, Lauren wants to flee. Neb is going to stay and look around.
As it flashes, you hear again about 5-6 feet off in the darkness. With that, we'll jump over
what do
to
you say?
Robin and Fairuza. Sorry, we'll go. If you want to finish up one last thing, then we'll jump to Robin and Fairuza. Go ahead. No, you're fine.
Maeve, what'd you say? Sorry.
I just asked what you see.
I got a picture. It's more what I'm hearing.
Does Silas hear that real quick before we cut away?
Silas does not hear that. That is quite quiet and really right by Neb.
Okay, excellent.
All right, so we're gonna leave it right there for now and come back to Robin and Fairuza. It's been a little while since Silas has left, but you've been sort of waiting. Robin, what is your perception of this?
+2.
+2. As you're standing there in the dark and you and Fairuza both have your headlamp sort of trained on this weird sort of tunnel entrance that you're not even sure what really lies beyond it, you suddenly hear behind your head.
I quickly turn and look.
Quickly turn around. Hovering about 2 feet away from you is a hummingbird.
No way.
What?
It's beautiful. A little blue and red and violet hummingbird in the center of this deep, dark cave, fluttering just about 2 feet from your face.
What is it, Robin?
How
What
is
is it?
this possible? Harold, is that you? It's a sign.
Where's Harold? Where do you see Harold, Robin?
Does she do? I
Yeah,
point
like-
out. I point at the hummingbird.
Fairuza, in her headlamp, you now see this tiny, tiny little hummingbird. And it just seems to kind of flit side to side. It looks at you, jumps a little bit down, looks at you, hovers. It's just kind of dancing. It seems to back up a tad.
Back up.
That's- Harold, Robin?
Like away from the diorama.
Oh.
You know, Harold used to call me his little hummingbird because I could never stop moving. So maybe this is a sign, because why would there be a hummingbird in a place like this? They would surely die. There's not enough sugar around. Oh, this thing is probably very hungry. And she's going to pull out like a cough drop or whatever she has, which is as sugary as it gets, and she's gonna hold it out and try to get close.
You're gonna give it a cough drop, Robin? This is really irregular.
This little cough drop out on her fingers. The little hummingbird comes a little closer and just almost because they don't sniff, but sort of seems to sort of probe it a little bit, and then again flits off just at the edge of your light.
Can you talk to it? We don't have Neb here. Dang it.
Oh, well, I mean, does it seem like it wants us to follow it? I mean, maybe. This is so exciting to me. I just have to follow, and I'm gonna try to get closer.
Yeah. As you step closer, it seems to get excited. It flits right and left all around and continuing to sort of back up. At one point, it zooms around your head, and its little fluttering of its wings sort of blows your hair as it continues to kind of urge you back down the tunnel.
Without a second thought, Robin is completely forgotten about what she was doing. I'm just going to blindly follow this bird. I don't even ask Fairuza if she wants to follow. I'm just going.
What do you do, Fairuza, as Robin begins to stumble into the darkness, following this little tiny hummingbird?
Fairuza takes one look back at the tunnel that Silas disappeared into, and she's like, "Wait a minute, Robin!" And she's gonna follow after Robin. Wait a minute,
okay.
Wait!
As you follow it, it seems to go faster and faster as you kind of now starting to pick up your pace, a trot, a run down through this cavern. Suddenly it stops as Robin and Fairuza, you make it right to this intersection. It stops right there, almost like hovering directly in front of your face. And you hear a crack from far, far above. The ground begins to shake underneath you as rocks begin to fall in just the place that you were standing not a moment ago. They fall, heavy boulders crashing down around you. A gust of cold wind flies down the elevator shaft, down the tunnel, blowing the gusts of your hair falling back in your face as this little bird hovers in front of you.
Robin
Down
grabs her
below.
hat. Oh, yeah. She just
Go
grabs
ahead.
her
No,
hat.
finish up, Robin. Go ahead.
She just grabs her hat to keep it on and looks at Fairuza without saying anything, and she just goes, "Harold."
What? The earth is literally crashing around us. Can you tell Harold to help us?
Shoulder, Robin. The bird will alit upon your shoulder, and just sort of you can feel just this quivering. It's not moving, but its energy is still, but you can feel the tiny, tiny little weight of it, the little tiny claws as they dig into the fabric of your clothes. We will come right back to that. Down below, all three of the rest of you also hear this crack, feel the ground shake. We'll start with you, Silas. Immediately, rocks behind you begin to start to fall, covering up the path that you have followed behind you. Ahead, you can see things are starting to crack and shift to the side.
I'm getting out of the tunnel if I can.
Go forward. All right, fantastic. Because this is a squeeze, please give me, we could do an acrobatics if you'd like.
Not athletics.
We could do athletics if you prefer.
All right, let me see which one I'm actually better at now that I have new abilities.
It just depends how you do it.
Yeah,
You'll just have to flavor it for me.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to, Silas is going to try where he is right there, and he's just thinking to himself about all the movies that he's seen where this actually, people actually get caught and how bad it is. So he's just trying to motivate himself as he's going. And he's, that is a 16 on acrobatics.
16. On acrobatics. So you have your pack in front of you because no one can squeeze through this space with their pack on their back. So you're either pushing it or you've somehow wrapped it around your legs and are pulling it. What's your preference?
Definitely pushing.
Pushing. Okay, it's in front of you. You hurl it forward. It just comes flying. Maeve and Neb, as you feel the ground rock below you, you look up. You can see Silas's pack fly through the air and kind of come down, landing on the bones below, not too far from you, Neb. Silas, using your leg muscles, you find whatever rocks you can and just push yourself as hard as you can forward, twisting your body as acrobatically as you can to sort of accommodate the jagged rocks on either side. You take only 3 points of sort of scrape slashing damage as you sort of push yourself through. Now, however, you come out into open space. Please give me a dexterity saving throw as you have to grab onto the edge of this crevice.
Ooh, that's a 19 on the
That's a
die,
19.
so 24.
Whew. As your front body flies out, you again acrobatically spin the bottom half of yourself around, your fingers gripping in as a rock falls down right behind you, covering up the space that you came through, your fingers digging into the side of the rock, finding whatever handholds you can, your legs digging into whatever spaces they can down there. Maeve, you hold your balance up on there, but please give me a dexterity saving throw on that ledge.
That is 21.
21. You keep your feet, you're able to stand and sort of ride it, but you can feel everything is shifting and cantilevering. Neb, please give me a dexterity saving throw down on the... Oh, go ahead.
I actually would like to grab the rope, and because I hear the cave-in happening, I don't want to be on the thing that's going to fall down.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I'm going to grab the rope and jump down to the ground.
You got it. Okay, great. Yeah, again, because of your training. So, and we'll say part of that dexterity saving throw is that as soon as you feel things start to move, you grab that rope and begin to start to kind of get yourself down, safely as you're coming down that way. Neb, dexterity saving throw, please.
I actually got a 17.
17. You also are able to hold your feet. Maeve, as you and Neb kind of get to find your footing down there, you're about 15 feet apart as Neb's across the other side by the handprint. You're over by the ropes. You can look up and see Silas hanging from that no longer an opening. All three of you, Neb, as you turn back to where you heard this noise, there is just blank space. That sound seems to have gone away, but it is now replaced with another sound, a sort of faraway seems to be getting louder.
Does it? I think I'm hearing. Maybe there might be some water coming this way from the cave-in that just happened. Do you hear that? Oh, sure. 14.
14? Yeah, sounds a lot like water. It is definitely getting louder. You can start to hear the slap of water across the edges. And as you look down at your feet, you can see little rivulets of water begin to pass by your sneakers.
Oh yes. Yeah. Something got dislodged, and I'm going to scramble back for where they are because they're on at least a ledge to start with.
Maeve came down.
I came down
okay.
because I was worried the ledge was going to collapse. But I can help get you back in your rope, and we can go back up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because I have no idea how much water is coming.
Sleight of hand or dexterity checks.
Silas, if you can anchor the rope.
Real quick, so is Silas elevated from the ledge that Maeve was
You
on?
are. So that ledge that Maeve was on was about 20 feet below where you came out, and then another 20 to 30 below that is where now Neb and Maeve are. So you'd have to climb down and meet them in the middle.
Silas is going to try to climb down where he can try to get them back up.
So That is going to be strength check, athletics check from Silas. The two of you getting everything hitched up as you're beginning to hear this water. Now you can really start to feel some spray on the side of your face, and your clothes are going to get a little bit wet, and just this sort of roar of something that is coming this way. You start to see rats and bugs and things begin to run past you in the other direction.
I don't
away
need to
from
know
this
what
noise.
they're saying to know this is bad. This is really bad.
This is not good. No, it's not.
All right. Sleight of hand checks from the two of you as you harness yourselves in. What was your athletics? Silas?
15.
And
A
we get a
15.
bonus from Robin still? On your
From
checks?
Robin. Let's go ahead and do
Or-
it. Let's go ahead and do an advantaged sleight of hand since you did get that training. I'm cool with that. So Silas, you begin to make your way down. It takes you, 6 to 10 seconds, but you finally kind of make your way down, grab onto that top of that rope on the small ledge. What'd you get?
I got a 17.
Okay.
I
I
advantage.
try and tie the knots, and my hands are cold. It's been very cold today, and they're slippery. The ropes are slippery from the spray, and I get
They
a
are.
9 with advantage.
9. All right, Neb, you are hooked into that rope as now you see this wave of water, and you catch Maeve's eyes as you both lock, and you can just see in her eyes she is not locked in.
I'm gonna grab her.
6 seconds. You hold on to her.
Yeah, if I'm
All
locked
right.
in, I'm gonna grab her and say, Silas, grab the rope.
Got
Silas,
it.
you grab the rope. As the water slams into the sides of your bodies, please give me strength saving throws to hold on to each other. You can each do it, as well as Silas up above.
Oh, that's a 9.
It's a 9 from you.
It's a 12 from me.
It's a 12 from you, Silas.
We are not this strong.
It's a 15.
Nope,
It's a
we're
15. All right, Silas, you hold onto that rope as strong as you can. Neb, you begin to feel her hand, Maeve's hand, as it begins to slip through your fingers. Maeve, you grab as hard as you can onto any piece of clothing of Neb's, finally grabbing onto her foot. However, you are held in this rush of water as it begins to run past you, faster and faster, filling this space below. You're holding on to Neb's leg, but neither of you are able to pull yourselves up out of this as it begins to rise, pulling you up, getting in your mouth, making it hard to breathe. We'll come back to you in a moment. All right, back to Fairuza and Robin at the intersection. You are safe from the falling boulders. There is a cold draft of air that has sort of plummeted down from the direction of the chute. So the only directions you can go would be back to the mine shaft and where you started, or back down that cart track that took you across the bridge.
Oh, thank you, Harold. Oh no, the others! Fairuza, what do we do?
Ask Harold.
Harold, what do we do?
So Harold,
Is he answering?
let's-
No.
he flies up off your shoulder and begins to fly down towards the bridge.
Quickly, we must go back the way we came to the bridge. We must go.
Okay, I'm following. I'll do
You're
whatever
following?
he says.
All right, fantastic. We will leave that go. You have passed that bridge before. Both of you know the dangers of it, so we will fast track that a little bit, and we'll come back to
Okay.
you now that we know that's where you're headed. All right, we have at least 20 minutes while they make their way down that cart track for now, following the hummingbird. The waters now begin to still. They sort of rock back and forth as Maeve and Neb, you're sort of holding on there. As this has been going on, you're each going to take a little bit of bludgeoning damage just because you couldn't get out of the water and it slammed you a little bit into the sides. That's 7 each.
Is
7
there anything
bludgeoning
to
damage as
tie?
the water.
Is there anything to tie
Yes.
this rope off with where I am on the ledge?
It already is. So it was set up for them
Got
to
it.
climb up and down. So it is securely in that stone. And you are there also sort of belaying it, bracing it. Neb has a pretty good handle on the rope, and Maeve has an okay handle on Neb's foot.
Is how far down from me are they at this point?
So the ground from you there was about 30 feet with this water in it. they now seem to have sort of risen up. They're only about 10 feet below as it all sort of begins to kind of sway back and forth in this space and is starting to settle. Now you can see floating carcasses of other animals within this space. You can still sort of see the bones and the mud and everything that's been mixed up in it. And you can see the sort of limp yet struggling bodies of Neb and Maeve as they sort of float to a stop and pull themselves against the wall.
So, hold on. And Silas,
I'm doing as best
holding on.
You're gonna see Silas kind of mocking the air, and then he's going to send out some telekinetic force. It says that it can do anything that a normal human could do. And so what I'm trying to do is, while she's holding on, I'm trying to find the other rope, like end of the rope, and see if this telekinetic force can try to get it clasped in there into the thing that's going to secure her.
Into Maeve's harness.
Right, that's correct.
Basically, you want it to try to hook Maeve in.
Yes, that's what I'd like to try.
Okay,
I can move it 15 feet around.
Okay. Interesting. So yes, I mean, there are carabiners all along this track. The one that Maeve was initially trying to hook into was the one at the bottom, but there are more kind of along this way as you keep sort of hooking and unhooking as you continue down each piece of it. Yes, suddenly it seems as though not only are sort of, the rope being sort of pulled across and over, but you feel a little pressure sort of hook into your harness, Maeve, as this sort of invisible force straps you in to the ropes.
There's something in the water.
It's okay. It's me. It's just my mind.
That's not better.
Listen, I'm just trying to.
I mean, it is, but it.
It's better than a lot of the alternatives. Well, Silas, what are you doing?
Any port in a storm, I suppose.
Yeah.
Did you ask me what I'm doing?
Yeah.
It's telekinesis, Kyle. How about the power to move you?
What, Kyle? What?
Yeah.
Did you get hit on the head or something?
Silas. It's a really old song.
Okay.
So ultimately, no, I'm just trying to strap you in because we need to make sure that we can pull you up. But if you are just holding on to Neb, that's maybe not the best situation.
No, that makes sense. Maeve, let us know when you can let go of my foot, I guess. I don't know.
Do I feel secured?
I mean, you are now strapped into the ropes.
Okay.
It's up to you as to whether you feel secure or not.
It is. You're on the side of the rock wall, so you have some handholds there, but you are still fully submerged in this water. Now, Neb, you're noticing you were hooked into the lowest portion of this, which means that you're feeling this, like, just to keep your head above the water is a strain. Your latch is sort of stuck on one of the notches below, and you would have had to have transferred it over to continue climbing.
The moment that Silas thinks that Maeve is, secure, he's going to try to start pulling on the rope to at least try to pull them out of the water one at a time. I'm a little fuzzy on, like, are there two ropes or just one rope right now?
So there's one rope at this point that they were sort of, Maeve was on belay at the top, Neb was at the bottom. They'd used, sort of pitons to sort of hold it in place, and carabiners as well. And you sort of clip in and out as you get to each section of rock. There's no pulling so much to do as you hold, so that as they climb, if they stumble, they don't fall very far. Now they're only 10 feet below you and they fall in water. But you've hooked Maeve into the section where she can climb right up. The issue now is that Neb is hooked into a lower section and essentially needs to sort of unhook and rehook or figure something out so that she can actually continue up to the correct spot.
I'll look over and see that Maeve is now at least safe without my foot, and say, Silas, pull up Maeve. I gotta unhook myself down here. I'm gonna take a really deep breath and look under the water where I'm where I gotta unhook myself.
All right. It's very muddy and hard to read. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 16?
A 16. Your eyes, you notice real quick, are not going to be super helpful. So instead, you kind of close, huge breath, close your eyes, and just feel down the side of the rope until you can feel your rope in the carabiner where it is and where you need to rehook it. Holding your breath, going down to do that. Let's give that another dexterity check, please.
Sure.
Check or saving throw?
Check.
Actually, they're the same thing.
It's an action.
That's a 16.
You're doing it intentionally.
Oh.
Okay. Pretty quickly and easily holding on to the two, you undo the one. Luckily, the current of this thing is sort of just an ebb and flow now. It's not a super strong current, so it doesn't pull you away during the moment that you're unhooked. You can undo one before you can do the second one before you undo the first one so that you're never fully released. And you are also now free to climb to the top, and you are on belay from Silas.
Is Maeve up to the ledge?
Maeve, are
Is she
you
safe?
climbing up? Okay.
Okay.
Athletics check. Advantage.
Just
Advantage.
looking around,
athletics.
did the
Yeah.
with the water, is there anything floating on the surface of it that's like washed in, any debris or anything? That's
I
Besides
see
the
you do
carcasses?
see like carcasses of rats and some other kind of maybe even squirrels and small sort of animals and things like that. Some of the bones that are more hollow are floating. If you want to, let's see. Give me an investigation check for that.
I'll let you roll that. It's
Okay.
+3.
+3?
Mhm.
So the only thing you see that sort of stands out for you is what appears to be kind of the glint of a very old lantern. It's again far off on the other side. You only can just sort of catch it in your headlamp, but just a little like a brass, old-timey lantern is sort of caught in the debris at the other side of this lake.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up then.
Climb up.
Get to it.
Athletics, please. Advantage athletics from each of you to climb.
I will also start to climb.
I'm going nowhere.
Going nowhere. Maeve, you took a hard hit, right? I mean,
I did.
it's hard. You're sopping wet. You're much heavier now with all of your wet clothes, and it's just proving too difficult to pull yourself up on these ropes, climbing these rocks. Neb, how'd you do?
Thank you, Robin, once again for all of your teachings, because I got a 13.
Okay. Just it's also not easy. You don't look particularly graceful doing it, but you just get like one hand, the other hand sopping wet as you pull yourself up onto this ledge, sitting down by Silas's feet. But you can see that Maeve is just sort of breathing heavily, still down in that water.
Silas, can I help at all? Get Maeve up here out of the water? I don't want anyone to be staying in there.
Yeah, the problem is the leverage isn't really working for us right now. I said, oh, maybe this though, and I'm going to unspool the paracord that I have used multiple times, and then I am going to try to see if I can secure it somewhere up where we are alongside the other rope, just temporarily, to where it doesn't like fall out of our hands and into the water, and then try to get the other end of that down near Maeve and just see if there's anything that we can actually do to help pull up in addition to her own strength with her legs.
Absolutely. So, you have all kinds of pitons and things that you've all used to climb and set this whole system up. So you can absolutely tie that in. We won't do a check on your knots. You've been trained and you're being careful. And so, we send it down to you, Maeve. You see this paracord come. You can attach it to yourself. How would you like to do?
So I'm clipped in, right? And then
You're
I'm gonna
clipped
need to
into the
unclip
ropes,
to-
so you can't. No, that you could stay clipped into the side. This would just they could give you some of their strength as you
Okay,
are climbing.
then I'll attach it, I guess, to my harness.
Okay, great. Fantastic. All right, let's do another athletics check for Maeve, and we can add, Silas, your strength bonus.
Yeah, just a +1.
All right, +1.
At this point in time, though,
What?
as she's getting
Yeah.
ready to do it, I'm just going to say, Maeve, listen, priorities here. I just have a quick question. Did anybody see any letters?
No, I saw the number 5, Silas. That's all we saw.
But no other letters?
No,
Okay,
we were
okay.
a little busy.
All right, listen. Now that that's out of the way, Maeve, seriously, you can do this. I know you're cold and wet, and that is the worst way to be. But you've got a little bit of help here. You're going to be able to make it. The main thing, just take some deep breaths as you're going, and Neb especially has got you. So it's going to be okay. And I'm going to inspire her. So a D6.
You have a D6 to add. Neb, do you have a strength bonus?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Nope. My strength is a negative.
Is there another way that you would like to help?
I think Neb at this point would be trying to keep an eye out because the water is swirling and still moving.
Yes.
So keeping an eye out if there's like debris coming that would hit Maeve or distract or anything that would get in her way while she's trying to do this. Just, I'm going to grab a floating stick out of the water and start pushing anything that's coming her way.
Okay, great. So Maeve, where do you get to with that inspiration?
Takes me to a 10.
To a 10. All right. So with the help of Neb, let's see, you're trying to drive away the debris. We'll give you an intelligence. What is your intelligence modifier?
That's a +3.
That'll get you to 13. So instead of this debris knocking into you every time you try to grab something and help yourself up and kind of making things harder for you, Neb is able to clear the way. You get a little bit of a boost of a pull from Silas as you begin to try to climb again. And as well, this time around, he lets you know that you can do this. And this time, with the last ounce of strength, you pull yourself up onto this ledge with the other two.
That got real bad real fast. Thanks for coming after us, Silas.
Sure thing. Not to be, that guy right now, but how in the hell are we going to get out of here?
That'll be next, but at least now we've hopefully got a moment to look around and figure that out. And Neb wants to take a look around. You had mentioned that when we got down here that it was cold. There was that cold breeze that had flown through.
Yes.
If I think back to the winding tunnel that we just took to get in here, is it possible that we are at the bottom of the crevasse that I looked down that had the rusty piton at the top of?
Let's do an investigation for that.
Okay. I would love you to roll that. It's +5.
No, you got it. +5.
I was doing one of these.
Yeah.
May I add
you
to
are
that
definitely
by reminding people that they were supposed to be mapping as we went, and maybe we can figure out if the maps that we were drawing overlay with kind of where we've had tunnels.
Yeah, who has your notebook, Neb?
Actually, I'd given it to Silas because Silas
is dry.
Yeah, because I then turned into a rat and ran off, but I never got it back. So yeah, Silas would have my notebook.
Silas has your notebook. So with that, what is your intelligence bonuses then as well, Maeve? Or you're just intelligence.
Intelligence, +1.
Yeah. +1. All right, so we're at a +3, +4 to all of this. Okay, great. You definitely can tell you've gone down. And then plus, obviously, this is further down. You don't think you're low enough. It's possible that it connects with that crevasse, but this doesn't feel, it feels like you're too far out. So this isn't a direct connection. This isn't like one of these other holes will just, you're 10 feet away or something like that.
Okay.
But you are definitely lower than you were before, lower than where that crevasse is. It does feel like you're cold down here now that you're wet. You're shivering a bit in this sort of new atmosphere. And yes, it was sort of freezing outside, warm in those center sections, and the deeper you've gotten, the colder it has gotten. See, there is sort of this gradient of temperature as you're working your way through, but you don't get the sense that you know where that crevice is from here.
You notice that once he is able to just kind of catch his breath for just a moment, Silas is frantically looking around and patting the rock and everything. Wait, where's my bag?
Your bag went.
Oh.
Is
Oh
it?
yeah. Do we see his bag
It's
anywhere?
probably somewhere in the.
It's in the water.
You want to give me an investigation? Let's do an investigation for it.
You can roll
we'll
that.
See. Let me do it. I'll see if it's close.
I'll definitely
What is
help
your bonus?
him with my +5.
+4 is what Silas has.
A +4 and a +5, so a +9. As the two of you just suddenly sort of scan your headlamps across the top of this water. At the far end, you think maybe down to the left, you can see where the sort of wall of this space is. And there's just a little hint of maybe some of the reflective material that was on his backpack that you can just see as if it's gotten caught like 40 feet, 30 to 40 feet.
I'm so sorry. I have to get it. And with the ritual, I'm going to start just reaching out my hands, and then I'm going to put my finger. Wait, this always helps too. I'm going to just reach out, and I'm trying to move the telekinetic force to retrieve the bag. It can go within 60 feet.
Oh,
okay.
You mean with your mind? Okay, I was afraid you were going to go diving
I ain't
on
going
in.
in that water. That water's horrible. I ain't going in there.
I completely agree, but I got nervous for a second. No, that's a much better idea.
So now when you say you're starting the ritual, do you mean you're going to take 20 minutes to do this or 10 minutes to do this?
So
no.
With that, I have that up for an hour.
Okay, great.
Great. As I've cast it, I have that available to me for the next hour.
Gotcha. Okay. As it happens slowly, almost as if something is pushing it towards you, the bag of its own accord seems to just sort of slide across the water, up towards the side, and raise up into your hands.
Oh, thank goodness. I couldn't lose you too.
We'll pause here for a moment, let the three of you start thinking about your predicament and what you might want to do next as we join Robin and Fairuza. You came to the open bridge. Fairuza had a couple of traumatic memory flashes, but carefully crossed the bridge to the other side and made it down towards the end, hummingbird pulling you all this way, sort of beckoning. As you get to the point where the water had covered up the tracks, you now see that the water is gone.
Wow,
Robin?
Yes.
And Fairuza's gonna turn to Robin and place her hands gently on her shoulders and say, I want you to answer one question for me. Do you truly believe that this is Harold and that it's not just some bug that we are thinking is Harold that just led us in the wrong direction?
I feel it in my heart and I feel it in my bones. It's Harold.
Okay. So now we're across the bridge. We're even farther from the rest of our crew, and the water that was here is gone. What are we gonna do, Robin?
Well, you said I told you it wasn't safe when the water was there, but the water is gone. It's another sign. We must go through this tunnel. Are you ready?
What do we see when we look in the tunnel down there? Do we see anything since the water's gone?
So, the cart tracks take a steep turn down. It does everything gets a little bit tighter, not tremendously so. There's still about 4.5, 5 feet of headroom. Again, Fairuza, you've been stooping in a lot of these caves as it is. But, the cart track, it becomes more about just sort of the width of the tracks and about 4.5 feet tall, and just kind of goes down and seems to turn into the earth.
Okay. So we can.
It's
we have to
very-
crawl like this.
You wouldn't, I mean, Robin could probably just, stoop. You'd be bent over a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, everything it's very wet and slick. You hear constant sort of dripping
Something is
from,
happening.
within.
I mean,
This
that water must have gone somewhere.
Where do you think it went?
I don't know, on vacation? I mean, come on.
Okay, logic thinking, calming down, breathing. We have Harold. We are smart, capable women, Robin.
Yes.
We have done and experienced some amazing things in our lives.
Yes.
This is nothing.
Yes. That's right, Fairuza. You've got this. Why don't you go first?
Okay. Keep that thing on your shoulder. And Fairuza's gonna fix her little headlamp thing.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. And she's gonna
All
walk
right, Fairuza.
forward.
You double over, crouching, almost kind of moving forward in a crouch so that you can, make your way. It is slick and slimy. Every surface seems to be covered with, some kind of algae or sort of sickness. Every once in a while, as you're moving down, Robin, you're following behind.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
double checking.
Hold
Yes,
on
you
to me,
didn't
Robin.
leave her to.
Okay, I'll hold on to her.
Yeah, to like my shirt or something.
Every once in a while, Fairuza, as you're coming along, you kind of startle a little bit as you see one of these snakes that bit into you. It just sort of quivers and flops a little bit at the side, seemingly, sort of gasping. You see its sort of gills on the side kind of as it sort of, dies in the corner there without water. You avoid it, I assume. And continue forward.
Okay.
After about 5 minutes walk, you can see ahead that the tracks seem sort of ripped up and almost sort of bent in an odd position. As you come up closer, you can see that there's a sort of a newly hewn slash in the rock. And sort of glancing across, again, you see this sort of it's only about 2 feet across. You can see the wall in front of you, but as you look down, you see the continuing tracks and the hole that would have continued, but it's about 5 feet to the left, as if this whole area just shifted to the side.
All right. I was an insurance risk surveyor for 3 months, and it taught me a lot. This is definitely not good.
Do you think, Robin? On that wall, do we see anything in the wall? Can we touch the wall?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Okay. This is rare. Fairuza's not been investigating much. She's not great investigating for some reason. Let's see. Maybe. Oh. Okay, 12.
Not so bad. You sort of, move your hand around to the side and feel the edge of the wall. It's pretty sheer. This thing just kind of got pulled apart. But there are handholds. And again, it's only about 2 feet wide, this space. The other wall, you can reach out and touch the wall opposite you with your long arms. It's just that the continuation of the cart tracks, and you can see little bits of the metal that got, ripped apart. It's just 5 feet down across the way.
Okay. Fairuza's gonna sort
Looking
of bend
down, you can't see how deep this is.
I can't see how deep. We can't see.
You can't see how deep it is. No.
Okay. Nothing. Can't see anything. Robin, do you feel anything? Right now, I think we have to rely on perceptions that we did not have in our usual life, because you never know, right?
You're right. We've got Harold, and she's gonna look at Harold.
Harold can fly. Harold flies right out into this crevice and continues down towards that other opening.
All right.
All right. We have to trust Harold.
Yes, I think
But
so.
at the same time, and I'm going to say this, at the same time, it's not lost on me that our loved ones are the ones that gave us these tickets in the first place. So what's going on? Why would our loved ones bring us to this? Things to think about. Let's go.
All right, we follow Harold.
All right. How do you want to do this? Are you going to just free climb, brace yourselves, jump? How do you want to do it?
Okay.
We can't tell how far it is. We can't just jump if we don't know how far it is.
You can't tell how deep it is. It's 2 feet wide and 5 feet down. So it's like, there's like a little hallway.
We can make
And
that.
you wanna go
We can
down
make
it
that
and to
jump.
the right.
Yeah, I
Right?
think we should just jump over then.
Yes, I'm feeling strong and ready.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Says the demon.
Okay. This makes me really nervous, Robin. I don't like to talk about age because it has nothing to do with ability, but it makes me feel bad asking you to jump something so far. Do you feel like you can do this, Robin? You
Yes, I mean it's only 2 feet. I can make it, and just a little extra jump. Should be fine. If we think about, I was a substitute physics teacher at one point, and if we just look at, we call it the date equation. When you jump, it's d equals 1/2 times the, okay, my memory is a little bit hazy, but I know we can make it.
We can. Should we take a running start and then
That'll
just make
help.
sure?
Yes.
All right. Let's back up. Let's back up. And then we're just gonna run,
right.
and Fairuza's gonna go.
All right, Fairuza's gonna go. All right, Fairuza, as you sort of get as far back now, it's this diagonal that you're gonna try to make. So it's almost like parkour. You're gonna kind of try to diagonal and hit the wall and pull yourself in and around. So you can choose athletics or acrobatics.
I don't want to choose anything because I don't trust my dice.
You want to choose anything?
Okay, I'll choose athletics.
Okay, athletics. Parkour away, please.
Oh, wow. Natural 20, 25. Yeah.
So Fairuza, despite the fact that there is nothing beneath you, you just vault yourself into this skinny little space, and almost like an acrobat, you sort of brace yourself X-wise on either side, which allows you to kind of back and forth, kind of wiggle your way and just lightly pull yourself into this other space. As you stick your head, back into the open space and look down the 5 feet, you can just see Robin's head sticking in, looking across at you as well. But
Whose head?
Robin's.
Oh. I was going to say, excuse me. Okay.
Harold is just fluttering in between you two.
Robin, I failed Jim. How did I do that? Okay, your turn.
Because you believed in yourself. And Robin is going to, knowing she doesn't have a lot of strength or athletics,
Yes.
she's going to pick up
Yes.
a loose rock, and she's going to throw it across, and she's going to know that, well, D equals 1/2 T squared. So if it's 1/2 times squared, it took exactly 2 seconds for that to fall. So I know if I go at the rate of, all right, and I'm using my intelligence to make this jump.
Okay. I'm happy with that. Well, let's see. We're gonna do an intelligence athletics.
Okay.
This is we're gonna do our fancy 5e mix and match that we can do. So yes, I don't know if you have any training in athletics or any proficiency in athletics or acrobatics.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
So you get no bonuses, but it is an intelligence check for you.
Oh, gosh.
We'll go ahead. So it's just your flat intelligence modifier.
I'm gonna use my die hard for this. Because if I fail, I will die hard.
You will die hard.
Oh, +3 is a 16.
It's a 16. All right. You also take a couple of steps back, and as you sort of hurl yourself forward, doing calculations in your brain. It's not about strength or agility. It's about, testing the wind and making sure that you twist at just the right moment. And you very lightly sort of land on the other side, also having used a little bit of the sides to kind of push yourself around, but using math to get across this space.
Remember, kids, math is
All
important.
right. Math
Robin
is
uses
important.
the power of math.
Yay.
I love it. That was incredible, Robin.
You were incredible too. I'm so excited. Let's keep going.
Where's
Okay,
Whitney?
let's keep going. So
Keep track of him.
Harold floats up, and we're going to say, does the little flutter in your face again, Robin, just to give a little, whiff of air towards you, and then continues to sort of guide you down this way. You walk for another 5-10 minutes, and just before we leave you to go back and see how the others are doing, the cavern opens up. The cart track stops at the foot of a statue. It's very tall. This space has really opened up. This statue is probably 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide. It is covered in etchings and markings that look sort of rune-like, tattoo-like over its entire body, this stone statue. You can see that behind it, this cave comes to an end. All there is sort of the back of this cave, but it is mostly blocked and obscured by this statue standing in the center of this cavernous space. Give a thought, look D3. Others, so Silas, you have retrieved your backpack. You are sitting on the ledge with a very wet Neb and Maeve. You are all beginning to shiver a little bit now that you're, that sort of cold and wetness is seeking into your bones. What would you like to do?
I've turned on my flame fist for whatever heat we can get.
Sure.
I'm just kind of holding it in the middle of the three of us going, well, I mean, we could try to start a fire or we could try to get out of here. What do you think?
Well, a couple of things. So that lantern I saw floating, the brass lantern, did that look like one of the lanterns that we saw in the diorama settings, that first cavern before
it certainly looks more like one of those than the more modern ones that are part of your packs.
All right, so I certainly don't know where this leads, but there's a chance that that belonged with the other museum goodies and could have
like been swept down here when the
yes, thank you.
Whatever happened.
It's like
yes,
somebody
so
hit a lever and the water came down here, and then now we've got to hit another lever somewhere where the water will go back, like in all the games.
Oh no, don't
It's
tell
possible.
me we're in a water temple. No, Silas.
You might have the pipes that you need to align in the correct. No, but certainly,
I wish I could do that puzzle.
I love that. I did that once for.
I love
another story.
Yeah,
Pipe game.
no, sure. Love it. On the Éarte. Save it for on the Éarte.
On the Éarte. But also, has the water level changed at all? Is it at the
It
highest
has not.
level?
It seems
All right, so
like
the
it
water's
has
not
settled. It
draining
is still
here.
swirling. It is not draining.
And that means that wherever it flowed down from went uphill, right? And could lead us to back toward where the museum goodies are. Does that make
Maybe.
sense?
I think so. We've definitely gone down since we crawled through that tunnel to come here. So if we're looking to get back to where we came from, up, I don't know if we can go directly up, but if we think going where the water came from will get us up there, it's
What is actually directly up? Like just the
Directly up.
cavern.
So
ceiling?
directly up. Yeah, I mean, so, again, about 20 feet up from where you are is the now defunct entrance that you used. You had, when you initially came through, seen that there are other passages leading off of this thing. You think this is the stope where the gold is. In fact, That's fine. But yes, up above you have not seen it yet. But would just be the ceiling. No one has sort of investigated up there yet. You also know that most of the ceilings in here are covered with bats or something like that, which makes them a little hard to gauge. But yes, it would just be the ceiling of this stope.
And do we have any sense from where the water came from, or is the water so high at this point that all we see is an enclosed area in front of us and above us?
So you know it came from the right, from where you're standing right now. You know it came kind of sort of sweeping in from there, but this is a large enough cavern that your headlamps do not illuminate the whole space, so you're not quite sure, but it is down to the right is where this water came in from.
I have no idea if this is going to help at all, but is it salt water or fresh water?
You want to lick your fingers? It feels fresh watery to you. It does not taste salty. It tastes gritty and a little bit green, little algae flavor to it.
I don't know.
How high
maybe
is the water compared to the ledge? It's like
about 10 feet below the ledge.
10 feet below the ledge. Okay.
Ooh. Well,
Now, do you think you can turn into a dolphin?
I don't know. I don't know what else it can turn
dolphins
into.
but dolphins have to come up to breathe. Maybe it should be like a crab. Wait, do crabs have to breathe?
Yeah, they're, but some of them I think are amphibious. But I don't know if I know enough about crabs to pick one that is. And if I pick the wrong, I don't know. I don't know if I can. I mean, it could be worth a try. Maybe a fish. Maybe. What kind of fish do I know?
Do we want to? What else did you see down there?
Oh, when I went down?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll fish out my phone, which I got a picture of, but everything got wet. Is it still a functional phone?
As long as you don't try and plug a charger cord in right away.
Let me see. Oh, it is not a functional phone. I'm so sorry. You had it still out when this came, and it just unless you've got, a bowl of rice and you can leave it overnight.
We probably have
rolled
flour or rice or something in our bags.
I rolled very low.
I don't think
waterlogged phone.
I don't think my berries are gonna fix this. Okay, all right. Well, maybe later. So there was a handprint, and it kind of looked like not like someone had paint on their hand and put a mark, but almost like someone had grabbed onto the side of the rock trying to hold on. Like it was just the 5 fingerprints, essentially. An adult hand of some sort. It did look like blood, though. Dried blood? But I don't know if I could tell how old.
Well, I mean, what ate all these creatures that all these bones are down there? I mean, there's got to be something.
Well, I heard a very concerning noise just before the water happened.
Wait, you heard something? Like, what if it's still down in that water? Or maybe it died in the water.
I mean, maybe both.
What if it's a crab and it got stuck at the bottom? And since crabs have to breathe, it's probably dead down there now.
Well,
Maeve's gonna take out her boot flask and just
well, if it was a crab, it was the kind of crab that could growl. So I don't think so, or at least
a bear crab.
I mean, who knows? Around here, I'd definitely like to meet a bear crab. But it was a concerning noise that I was about to address when everything turned into Waterworld. So I really don't know if it was that noise that was eating all the bones, or if this is maybe...
The water might have saved your life.
Maybe.
Maybe it's sentient. What if we talk to the water?
I'm going to look over the edge at the water and go, hello? I mean, maybe this is the abyss. I don't know. Hello?
Maybe. I love that Silas's response to like the absolute terror of being caved in. There's no way out is to just be like.
I love it though, because I feel like Silas is doing that because the best way to get Neb out of being scared is to make her curious about things.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I'm glad
That's
you're picking up on that
fantastic.
subtlety. There you go.
No, like
Oh my
it's
goodness.
and Neb is definitely getting distracted from being very, very scared to, oh, well, we're safe now, so I can be curious about things again.
Yeah. The water does not respond to your inquiry. Neb.
Do you have like a hip flask or
Me, that one was a flask that I had in my boot. It was a boot flask.
I mean, what I'm saying is, you got any more of that anywhere? I mean,
And I handed
it's
it
been a
over.
long day.
I hand it over.
And then I don't put my
Be
mouth
careful,
on it.
it's strong.
I just like drop it in and then give it back to her. I appreciate that.
We appreciate not dying.
Yeah, teamwork keeps us all alive. I hope Robin and Fairuza are okay. That
was what I was going to say. Did anything dislodge with the cave-in? So it obviously closed the tunnel, but did anything get knocked loose that maybe was covered up before?
Let's do a perception check on that one to see if you notice any difference. Want me to do it?
Okay, do you want to roll it? That's
Sure.
What's
your
it's a +1.
+1? So looking around, you hadn't done a really concentrated look, to sort of mark down all these different tunnels, but just your sense memory, your spidey senses, things look the same to you above this level.
Okay.
So sort of, where the old passage was, where definitely that's been caved in. Everything above it, in the kind of like spot the difference picture of your brain, it looks the same to you.
Okay.
Well, do we want to go swimming again, or do we want to try to climb to one of those other tunnels?
I definitely don't want to go in the water if we can prevent it.
There aren't any of the foam rocks nearby, are there?
What is your investigation check?
16.
16. You don't see any floating rocks.
Okay.
That appear to be like that. Really, the only object that is not natural is that lantern across the way.
Listen, all we have to
We
do.
can let you. Yeah.
MJ the goat said, always turn a negative situation into a positive situation.
Was that your pet?
Are you
No,
suggesting I
no.
turn into a goat? I mean, I've heard that they can climb things, but
Well,
I
you
didn't.
I hear that they scream like a lot, like so much.
That's
but-
only the ones that you see on TikTok.
Oh yeah, maybe. But no. I'm talking about, B-ball. Sometimes I dream that he is me. I want to be like Mike, right? Like, no, nothing, nothing. You're going to tell me you're King James fans or something. Anyway, with this, now, I'm just thinking about that though, that what he said there, he wasn't really specific as to how you change the negative situation into a positive situation. But if we just do that,
It's just reverse the polarity.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's do it.
Positive our way out of
Does that
this.
mean we're climbing up?
I think I agree with you that swimming sounds bad, and I'm having a hard time picturing myself as a fish. I just can't think of one the same way I could the rats. So I'd rather go
Maybe
up
there's
and down.
climbing, rock climbing sort of things on the ceiling, anchor points and stuff.
I mean, what if the rats? Well, no, that's probably beyond their capabilities. Never mind.
I sadly look at the rats that got swept away. I'm like,
Yeah.
Wait, do you recognize any of them?
They had names.
When
They all
Silas
had
says
names
that,
and went to the party.
when Silas says, "Do you recognize any of them?" Neb very, very consciously stops looking and says,
Okay.
"Probably."
Oh, I didn't even think about that. So wait, we've got lantern evidence now, and the dead rat evidence that we're at the party that this probably came from like higher.
We've definitely got to go up.
Yeah.
Quick
Okay.
question for the DM.
Yes.
Just so I know where to go with this. Did we at all
Yeah.
get a short rest? I know we had talked about it a couple
You
times, but I
did
wasn't
not.
sure. Okay, just making sure.
I don't believe you did take it. I
didn't-
believe.
I didn't think so either. So just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, do we need to just take a quick breather here before we try to do this? Because I mean, I don't think the water's moving. We're not going anywhere, and it's not like Miss Robin or Fairuza can get to us easily. So maybe we should just take a little bit of a breather.
I'm gonna look around, avoiding looking at any of the dead rats. Does
Yes.
it? Do I see any reason why we would need to move quickly? Do I see rocks dislodging? Do I see anything in the water? Any reason why we
Perception
should
check.
be worried? Okay, here we go.
You want me to run it?
Yeah, +5.
Okay. Right now it seems like the water is starting to still. It's becoming more sort of a steady lake. You see of some of the rats and things that have figured out how to like climb onto the edge of the stones and kind of get up out of the water. The rocks, there's no sort of current crumbling or anything. The only thing that concerns you a little bit is this was a dry space that had no water before. You don't know what the long-term effect of that will be, but for now, short-term wise, you feel pretty good.
So wait, does that mean that there are live rats down here?
There are a couple of live rats climbing up jumping up onto some of the sides of the walls. They're pretty panicked. but they
Yeah.
are there.
That's okay. They're not the only rat who's panicked. So yeah, Neb takes this listen and look around, making sure that we're in a safe place, sees that there is actually some live rats,
Mhm.
and gonna call out to them and say, hey, do you need any help? We can try to help each other. Then I'm gonna speak with them.
You hear of we'll say there's like two that are sort of struggling. One that sort of jumped up on, another one that's trying to sort of crawl its way out, grabs onto the tail of the other one, who kind of helps it up onto, one of the other tiny little ledges on the side of this sort of shale, rock wall. As they hear you, they both sort of stop, stand up on their hind legs and the nose, and they go, oh, little voice off in the distance. Hello. Oh, we saw you at the party.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
We're mostly okay. Are you okay?
Oh, okay. I think we lost some of my cousins.
I'm sorry.
Is that me? Sorry. Let me fix the squealing. I'll be right back.
And I'm gonna turn to Fairuza and Silas and say, I'll translate everything they're saying, but they're doing like a morning keening wail.
Oh,
And
hey.
It'll stop in a second.
Hey,
Sorry,
maybe
we're back.
Maybe ask
The
them,
screaming rats.
say that the prophet must get out of this place to continue the work, and that they should tell us how we can get out of this place.
And I'll turn back to the rats and say, do you have any idea how to get out of here?
As they kind of look up, they kind of go, oh, lots of ways. Most are real small.
Okay.
And you'll even see they kind of nose towards a tiny little like hole in the side of the rock that's barely rat-sized, but that seems to be their destination.
Okay. Do you happen to know any of those bigger holes lead somewhere safe? Because we're not going to fit in that one.
They kind of go, safe?
Okay, that's fair.
Do you want to ask
It's
him about the
subjective.
creature you might have heard?
Oh yeah.
Great idea, Maeve.
'Cause there's got to be some sort of entrance or exit down there if there was something down there.
That came, yeah.
The other side.
Well, I mean, if it was like a crab or bear crab, like it could have been still small, like the rats.
Well,
But if it was big, then
I mean, I never saw it. I just heard it. And back to the rats. We heard something dangerous down here just before the water happened. So you might want to be really careful. I don't know if there's something nasty down here. Do you know if there's something bad?
Well, we almost died. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, us too. But besides the water, is there anything else that's usually down here that like something that would attack you?
You know, they sort of say, like, sure, lots of things eat rats.
And after I translate that for everybody, I will say, yeah, I wish I could turn into a dolphin because I think they're smart creatures, and I'm not having a lot of luck with the rats.
Oh, that was a burn.
I mean, it's honestly.
did you say that to the rats?
No, I'm saying that to you. And then I'll turn back to the rats and say, I hope you make it back to the party safely. And if you see our other friends, would you? I don't know what you would do. Would you just wave
Give
and
them
say
a
hi?
note or something.
Well, I don't know.
Tell them to grab their hair and like move them a place, because that's how it works.
Something tells me if
Animated film.
if Fairuza.
Yeah, they were animated by the rats.
They're very animated. Something tells me if Robin and Fairuza saw a bunch of rats just waving to them, they'd have an idea of what was going on.
Ooh, they might think it's you, Neb.
They could that too.
I mean,
but...
I don't know though. It's really ridiculous to think of Robin and Fairuza following a small little creature that they don't know. Like that would never happen.
You know, stranger things have happened, so maybe they would. I mean, especially if it was a rat that one of them recognized, or if they thought it was me. And then back to the two of them, I'll say, on your way back, if you happen to see our other two friends, could you try to direct them back here?
They both sort of smile and go, yeah, sure, no problem. And sort of wave at you as they try to jump up into their little hole.
And
Good luck.
Good luck to you too. Glad you're okay. I'll turn back to the others and say,
cool beans.
Wow, that's not a term I've heard in a while. I wonder what the last tourists who were here were like. The rats picked up a lot of idioms that are really interesting. Wish I had more time to talk to them. No, I'm sorry. I was hoping that would be more help, but at least I think.
Well, at least we know that these were the rats from up above, and this water definitely came from there.
Absolutely.
Sort of. Knowing there was the handprint on the wall, can I sort of run my hand along the wall, and almost absentmindedly, I'm doing the Johnny, whoops, Johnny, because the skip 3 don't slip is sort of in my head.
In
so
your
I'm
mind.
trying to with the skipping the third as I'm sort of strolling around the walls and absentmindedly fiddling with one of my necklaces.
Okay.
And real quick, just as that is happening, are we trying to take a short rest? Asking
is this
Maeve
plan?
and Neb.
Neb is feeling pretty tired and got hurt, so so the thought of climbing up is, if we can take a little rest before we do that climb, I'd appreciate it.
All right, so then Silas is also just going to sit down, and then you just hear, like, eventually it's almost like he's bored, and then he's just like, you fly so high, I get a strange magic, and I'm just like idly singing, but then if anybody spends hit points, you're going to get an extra 1d6.
Hey.
or hit dice rather. You're going to get an extra 1d6
Okay.
during the rest.
Fantastic. So you all will take, your proper short rest in this space. You can, stay hooked into your ropes and anything so that you can't fall off your ledge. We'll also, when we come back, Maeve, say that, in your sort of casual, just Johnny whoop, just sort of checking things. We'll see what you find. But we'll let you rest and come back to Fairuza and Robin with their little hummingbird friend standing opposite this giant statue.
Great Scott. What are we looking at here?
I'm going to ignore the fact that it looks like we've reached some sort of a dead end and just focus on the fact that we're standing in front of a massive statue of who? Who is this?
I once was a volunteer at the History Museum.
Yeah?
Maybe I can make sense of these runes somehow. I never learned to read them, but I might.
Hold on a second. I may not have seen as many movies as Silas, but I do know that touching a rune in a deep cave is probably not a great idea. So let's not touch them. We'll just look for now, yeah?
All right, we won't touch the statue. Got it.
Okay.
Good idea.
Are there any names or anything at the base of it? Any names that we know in English?
Yeah, you can give me an investigation.
I'd like
wanna
to
do it
just
too,
help.
Robin?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
helping
Help,
each
okay.
other. So
We're
what
helping
would
each
that
other.
be?
Yeah, roll investigation. What is your intelligence base modifier, Robin?
3 plus 3.
A 3. And then what is your investigation bonus, Fairuza?
Investigation. I'm a -1, so for some reason I know nothing in this cave.
Oh no.
So you're just rolling.
I'm just rolling. Yeah, I'm just rolling for
You're
no
just
reason.
rolling, and it'll be a plus 2. It'll be great.
5. Or wait.
You rolled a
yeah,
5
let's
with a
do it.
7?
It was a 5, yeah. It was low. The
All right,
roll
great.
was low.
For a 7. So you don't even see any language, right? It all seems to be just like images and patterns and sort of funny. And yeah, it's hard to really make sense of them all.
Do we recognize? Is it a human face, or is it like a bass statue
Yeah, it
or
looks
something?
like a human. Looks like a human face. Its face is very sort of neutral, like a mannequin or something like that. It doesn't have like strong features in any way, but
What's the statue wearing? Like if it's stone or whatever, but what is the garb?
almost nothing.
Oh.
It looks just like, again, almost sort of angularly carved, in a way, like almost like little boxes chipped away. And in fact, as you look down as its feet, Robin, you think actually its feet are sort of stuck to the ground as if they've carved this out of the very stone you're standing on.
Oh. Robin would like to. I don't know if this statue like is up against the wall, but I'd like to look behind it.
Okay, so it's about 3 feet in front of the wall. As you sort of peer around the side of it, you can see that there's a ledge about 2-3 feet behind it, and on that, just barely, it's just the wrong angle to read it, but you think you see some carving, something etched into the stone behind it.
Robin would like to get a closer look at that.
Do you gonna move up towards it?
Yes. Yes,
you
but I'm not
do-
touching the statue.
As you begin to move fast, even as you attempt to move past it without touching it, its arm suddenly animates, slashing down in front of you, preventing you from passing. Its head slowly turns down as if it's looking towards you. And you hear in the echo of the space, "Give me what I crave."
You didn't say that, Robin, right? You didn't say that.
No, I didn't.
The statue just spoke to us and it said, give him what he craves. Should we ask him what he craves?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. And Fairuza's gonna stand up and adjust her boiler suit pants.
Be the lawyer.
That's right. I've done this before. Sir, where were you on August 1st of 1920? Wait, no, wrong. What is it that you crave?
Its sort of head moves back. It keeps its arm right there where it was, Robin, preventing your passage, and turns back towards you. Its eyes flash blue, and you see from that every sort of etching in all of its body sort of lights up momentarily as if light is just shining from within, and it then suddenly goes out.
I don't even know what to make of it. The etchings that are on him, they're sort of like that, like they don't make sense. They're sort of like weird, right? They're not letters.
They don't seem to be
symbols.
letters, no. You don't see any language. They seem to be some more symbolic, yes.
Something tells me that this is not a dead end. I don't know why and how, but something tells me it's not. I generally don't want to touch this one or go back where you did, because he kind of actually stopped you. While I'm talking, Robin, you realize that I'm trying not to lose it. How tall is this thing again? How tall is this again?
This thing is 10 feet tall. The statue is 10 feet tall.
Robin quickly pulls out, some candy, and like pulls out a piece of candy, little granny candy, those little watermelon candies.
I want one too,
Werthers.
thank you. I'll take one.
Yeah, and
Sugar-free
give it
hard
to her.
candies.
Yeah. And just be like,
You are doing so well. Don't worry. I'm just as frightened as you are. We have to give it what it craves. But what is that? What do stone statues crave?
Did you offer him a piece of candy? How about this?
Okay.
You ask him this time. Maybe you'll remind it of someone he knew in a past life. I'm grabbing at straws here. Robin, help me out.
Robin will turn to the statue, and you said that there's
Yes.
something at the base. There's like writing, or is it just more symbols?
No, there's no writing on him
Okay.
anywhere. It's really just these like swirling symbols in and out, as if his whole body's been sort of carved or chiseled or tattooed in some way. What you notice at the base is that the feet of this statue just sort of transition into the stone. That the stone floor that you're standing on was just carved, whatever this was, a stalagmite, whatever it is, would just carved into this statue. That its feet are attached to the floor in here.
I've got it.
Carved
What?
like rock.
What a stone statue who's been stuck here for who knows how long craves is freedom.
I don't want this thing walking out of here.
I mean, you have any other ideas? I mean, we could just kind of. You got your axe? You could chop through the bottom.
I think that will probably go really badly for us. However, I think you might be onto something now that I think about it. Because when we spoke to it, what did it do? It lit up. Isn't that usually a happy sign? Something lights up when it's happy?
Or
No?
when it's about to kill something, maybe. Charging up like a power.
Robin,
Yes.
we are stuck in a cave with a talking statue that is 10 feet tall. We have got to figure out what is going on here, or we're not going to get out of here. And we have no idea what happened to Silas, Maeve, and Neb, and there was an earthquake or something happened, so they may already be dead.
Hold that thought. And she's gonna pull out her Polaroid camera and take a picture of the statue.
Fantastic.
Okay, put that away for her scrapbook.
Just take it. Make
Yes.
sure you have it.
Oh my goodness, the others. You're right. But this is
That's what we
important.
forgot.
I'm sure they're fine, right? Right.
You know what? I'm going to ask him again in a more forceful voice.
Okay. Wait, can I try something first?
Yes, please, by all means, Miss Robin.
Maybe instead of force, we use kindness. Maybe that's what it craves. All right, here we go. and Robin's gonna walk up and kind of look at the statue and just be like, "How are stars like false teeth? They both come out at night."
Again, the eyes light up as you speak to it, as you address it, and the light seems to just burst from within its body, lighting up all of these different little carvings and spaces within it. What are both of your perception bonuses?
Gosh. Perception.
Oh, +2.
Plus
Not
2.
bad.
All right, so +4 together, we'll go ahead and say. Okay. As you look at it together, you feel like there's a pattern in how it's lighting up as you watch it. And it seems like it's almost going in like a clockwise direction, as if, sort of the left shoulder first, then down to the left leg and hip, and then over to the right leg and hip, and then up to the sort of right shoulder, and then out. It sort of beats alive in this sort of pulse clockwise around its body.
Robin,
What?
are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Not this time. What is it? We were very in sync.
Not this time. Okay, first of all, that was a very good joke, and whatever you just did worked.
It worked?
It did. The lighting pattern is actually like a sentence or something. Like whatever things it's lighting up are the symbols we're supposed to follow and then somehow sit here and decipher with no scry and no idea how we're doing. However, I think that could be it. Maybe we should somehow track what letters are being lit up along the way, the pattern. There's something to that pattern. Don't you feel it? Where's Harold?
Where's Harold?
Harold is flitting around in here somewhere. He can come back
okay.
up and sit on your
Alright.
shoulder. He has not disappeared yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yet. All right. It's
I mean,
work.
I don't know how we're going to do that because it seemed to go so fast, but sir, the next time you light up, can you do it very slowly so we can pay attention because we want to give you whatever it is you crave. I feel ridiculous.
As you address him, his eyes light up, the light moves through the crevices. It is a tad slower. It does light up in the order around his body. And as you look, you do think that perhaps specific symbols are lighting up a little bit more strongly than others.
All right. Robin is gonna reach in her, and this is something I really have. Is she's gonna pull out Post-it notes. She's gonna start. And as we do this and talk to the statue, I'm gonna start taking one symbol to one Post-it note and kind of like sticking it to the wall, so we can arrange them.
Perfect.
Fantastic. So what you notice is that the spaces in sort of the center, the brightest spots of these, the lighting up of things, look like pictures. The first one on this, sort of first shoulder, looks like leaves, almost like a branch of ivy with some leaves sprouting off of it. Down at the hip, you see what appears to be flames, sort of pictorial flames. The other hip looks like clouds. And the final shoulder are waves.
Oh.
What?
I used to love this show. I know exactly what we need to do. And don't say I was too old for it.
Telling us about a show?
It's the 4 elements.
It's the 4.
The last thing it needs is heart. Right?
It needs heart last.
I don't know if that's really true, but I know that we're dealing with some sort of elemental power.
Some elemental power. I hope he doesn't need a human heart. That's what we have to.
What if it just
figure
needs a
out.
hug?
A heart. Okay. Now that we've figured out this pattern, should we try pressing those?
If Silas only was here, he would tell us it was that movie with the fifth element or something.
Oh!
You know it?
Maybe you're the fifth element, Robin.
Boy, do I wish. That's so kind of you that I could save humanity.
Okay.
No, we have to bring each piece of the elements and give it what it craves. So we need water and dirt and air and wait, why did I say water and some sort of greenery. All right, we can do this.
So we're gonna go back the way we came, and maybe we can get the others and bring them back and show them what we found.
Great idea, but how do we do that?
How do we get back the way we came?
How do we get back to no, we don't know where they
caved
are.
in.
They caved
Yeah.
in.
That's
It
right.
caved in.
Things got did our way back. It got broken and obstructed, right?
We can still get back to the mine shaft, but we can't get to them as far as I know unless we find another way.
We're gonna have to find another exit. Okay. Really quick, just for peace of mind, Harold, are you with us?
Kind of flies in front of you.
Robin,
Yes.
ask him. It's your husband.
Okay. All right. Harold, my dear, you've gotten us this far. I suppose it's more important right now to find the others.
Yes. Before we do something.
Can you find us another way? Any sort of tunnel that might lead us to them?
Harold, or the hummingbird
Yeah.
that we have decided is Harold,
Exactly.
flitters around you somewhat distressed, confused. It sort of seems agitated now.
What's wrong, Robin? You have that look on your face again.
I don't think Harold knows how to get to them. Now I'm really worried about them.
Me too.
Maybe.
I wonder if we can send Harold to them. Or is that a bad idea?
I don't think Harold knows where they are.
That's true. Okay, all we can do right now, while we're trying to figure it out, is just keep looking around this area without... Is this Steve? Who is this, I wonder? Without upsetting him.
Very well could be.
Okay.
Robin is...
Steve and Harold.
Robin would like to go back to the bridge. I don't know how far it is to walk to from the... Oh.
You'd have to jump across that chasm.
Yeah, we have to go back or that crevice again. No,
No, that'd be too hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're in it to win it.
Okay, you know what? We're forgetting something in all of this, Robin.
Mhm.
And Fairuza gestures widely to the cave room.
Yeah.
We're forgetting
Yes.
something.
Oh.
I forget.
Oh, okay.
No.
Huh.
We're forgetting that you saw something on the back wall.
Yes.
Steve, we're going to name him Steve for now, did not want you to look at that. But why?
Because we need to give
I
him
rest
what he
my case,
craves. Okay. All right.
Sorry. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
All
until
right.
we give him what he craves, we are not allowed to read what's on the back wall. Is that it?
Exactly.
Steve, is that it?
Steve's eyes light up, and inside all the lights up. Boom, 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 boom.
Is there anything on his heart chest area? Is there
more designs, but you don't recognize them. They're not. It's now that you've taken a closer look, it's pretty staggering that these are pictures of things that you recognize. In here again, it starts to look more runish, more sort of designy rather than literal.
Those 4 things. Okay, the floor we're standing on, like, Fairuza's just gonna adjust her headlight and just look down at her feet. Although I do like avoiding looking at my feet because oftentimes below me is not what I want to see. But is there anything on the ground that's like, or is it just flat earth, stone, moist?
Investigation check, please.
This is a bad idea.
Is
But maybe.
Maybe.
18.
Woo! Look at that. So as you kind of look down, it does look sort of a little weird to you, and you bend down over, sort of pushing some of the dust and dirt aside, and you can see that the whole ground has these little chisel marks in it, as if it's been chiseled away with it's like a hand tool. And the more that you sort of look around you, this entire cavern feels very hand carved. Every single inch of it has like individual unique markings of a hand tool having been used to hewn it.
I don't think, Robin, that this was part of that tour that we were supposed to come on. However, this is an important room. Somebody did this on purpose, by hand, everything. Look. And Fairuza's just gonna show Robin all the etching she sees on the floors and the walls. And look at this. This was deliberately done for a reason.
All right.
And we were supposed to find it, I think.
I think that's right. I think what's behind that statue are the letters that we need to find the shard. I still think what it wants is freedom, but maybe
You
not.
do?
I don't know. All right. No, maybe I'll. Okay, so just to be clear, anything that's on the runish parts don't really feel like words or anything. They just kind of feel like decorations.
They feel decorative, yes.
Okay. All right. Boy, if only we had the others here.
Okay, so wait. Now, so right now we have theory number one. Theory number one, and then Fairuza just starts like putting some things together. She's like, theory number one is that these are the elements, and he's looking for the he needs a heart. The heart. Number two theory, he's been here alone for who knows how long. Maybe he craves human touch.
All right, I'll do it. I'll give him a hug.
Okay, so wait, let's do it together. So if we're gonna burn, we're gonna burn together, Robin.
Okay. I mean, it should be good if one of us makes it out alive. But okay, I'm all in.
I don't think I could leave you here burning, so we have to do it together.
All right, let's go.
Group hug with Steve.
Group hugging Steve.
Okay, yeah, both of us.
As you
can
reach
we like grab hands first? Can we grab one hand first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sisterly love, you hold each other's hands, approach the giant statue, Steve, and throw your arms around it. As you do, any bit of your arm that passes towards the other side, as if it's going to get behind him, his arms slam down on either side of your own hands. Give me dexterity saving throws to pull your arm out of the way.
I have advantage because
you have advantage.
Yeah, because her reflexes are very fast because she's a lumberjack.
Yes, your lumberjack reflexes.
Okay. Yep, 17.
A 17? Okay. Fairuza, as you see the arm coming down, you immediately pull your arm back. Robin, however, you're so enthusiastically going in for this hug, you miss it as it begins to come down towards your hand. Ooh, that is a 19 to hit you.
Yeah.
Okie doke. All right. Ooh, yuck. Ooh, yuck. Shoot. I
Bring
think
it
that's
on.
11 bludgeoning damage. As it slams down on your forearm, you feel the bones crack as your arm gets stuck between the side of its arm and the side of its body. Your hand, you lose all feeling towards the front half of your hand as blood begins to drip from that space. You are now trapped in its arm.
Okay.
And with that, I think we will have to say goodnight and pick this up again next week.
Gosh.
If you'd like one more thing to do, I'll offer it to you.
Nope.
Robin for
It's not a cliffhanger. It's an
Yep,
arm
okay,
I
break.
have an idea, but
Nice
we'll get to it next
cliffhanger.
time. Yeah.
We'll
It
get to
denied
it.
a granny hug.
What a dastardly
So as we end here today, we have Fairuza and Robin having faced the wrath of the stone Steve.
The wrath of
Robin is in a
Steve.
particularly precarious position. We have Silas, Maeve, and Neb taking a long rest on a ledge in a dark cavern from which they seem to have no exit. And we will pick up with that later on. So thank you all so much for being here with me. And remember that life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. Good night.